Hello, Staley Falcons. My name is Mrs. Crystal. I'm one of your library media specialists here. For my book talk today, I wanted to choose a fantasy book that was part of a series. So I chose the first book in the series, A Court of Thorn and Roses, by Sarah J. Maas. This is a fantasy / some romance inside, but it's an excellent read and very well written. This book is by the main character, Feyre. She is young, she's 19. She has decided that she has to support her family after her mother has died. On her mother's deathbed, she made this promise, in fact, that she would take care of the family and wouldn't let anything happen to them. So she now feels like she is the one person who is responsible for everything. Little did she know that by making that promise, it would change almost everything in her life. One night, she's out hunting, trying to get food for her family because they are very poor. She discovers a doe that she was going to kill for her food, but she also discovers a big, huge wolf. And she chooses to kill the wolf as well as the doe and takes the wolf's skin, goes to market, gets some money for the family that they desperately need, and then takes the deer so that she can have some food for the rest of the winter and hopefully help them last. However, what she didn't know was that wolf was a fairy in disguise, as she was going to soon have a visitor that would pop in and tell her that her life will be changed forever because of that one decision she made. After she kills this, she has to learn that she has to give up her whole life. She has to surrender her life to this beast that comes to her house. What she finds out is that this beast is actually a fairy himself, and his name is Tamlin. Also a very nice guy that she realizes maybe the fairies aren't as bad as they thought they were. And she happens to fall in love with a guy. But he has some secrets, and those secrets involve her. And so she has to decide if it's worth everything to risk it all for love. But if she does risk it all, at what cost will it be to her and to Tamlin? This is the first in the series. I just wanted to read you a couple pages here just so you can kind of get an idea of how they meet and what happens, just so you can get an idea of the voice in this particular book. My father climbed to his feet, grunting at the pain in his leg as he bobbled, but before he could limp toward me, I repeated, I killed it. The beast, who had been sniffing at my sisters, studied me. I squared my shoulders. I sold its hide at the market today. If I had known it was a fairy, I wouldn't have touched it. Liar, he snarled. You knew. You would have been more tempted to slaughter it had you known it was one of my kind. True. Can you blame me? Did it attack you? Were you provoked? I opened my mouth to say yes, but no, I said, letting out a snarl of my own. But considering all that your kind has done to us, considering what your kind still likes to do to us, even if I had known beyond a doubt it was deserved. Better to die with my chin held high than governing like a cowering worm. Even if his answering growl was the definition of wrath and rage, the firelight shone upon his exposed fangs, and I wondered how they'd feel on my throat, and how loudly my sisters would scream before they too died. But I knew, with a sudden, uncoiling clarity, that Nesta would buy Elaine time to run. Not my father, whom she resented with her entire steely heart. Not me, because Nesta had always known and hated that she and I were two sides of the same coin, and that I could fight my own battles. But Elaine, the flower grower, the gentle heart, Nesta would go down swinging for her. It was that flash of understanding that had me angling my remaining knife at the beast. What is the payment the treaty requires? His eyes didn't leave my face as he said, a life for a life. Any unprovoked attacks on fairy kind by humans are to be paid only by a human life in exchange. My sisters quieted their weeping. The mercenary in town had killed a fairy, but had attacked her first. I didn't know, I said. Didn't know about that part of the treaty. Fairies couldn't lie, and he spoke plainly enough, no word twisting. Most of you mortals have chosen to forget that part of the treaty, he said, which makes punishing you far more enjoyable. My knees quaked. I couldn't escape this, couldn't outrun this, couldn't even try to run, since he blocked the way to the door. Do it outside, I whispered, my voice trembling. Not here. Not where my family would have to wash away my blood and gore, even if he'd let me live. The fairy huffed a vicious laugh. Willing to accept your fate so easily? When I just stared at him, he said, for having the nerve to request where I slaughter you, I'll let you in on a secret, human. Prythian must claim your life in some way, for the life you took from it. So as a representative of the immortal realm, I can either gut you like swine, or you can cross the wall and live out the remainder of your days in Prythian. I blinked. What? He said slowly. If I were indeed as stupid as a swine, you can either die tonight or offer your life to Prythian by living in it forever, forsaking the human realm. I hope you choose to check out A Court of Thorn and Roses. Happy readings daily.